morning, Voyagers. It is November 18th, 2017. Oh, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning. And it is 25 degrees Fahrenheit. This is going to be your first inside look at the van. It's a mess. And it definitely is going to need some cleaning. I got the side door open so I can get some light in here. So there's my cooler. There's my Mr. Heater Buddy propane heater. There's a big 20-pound tank of propane, which really scares me. It's huge, first of all. It takes up a lot of space. But it also makes me think about the explosive potential of a vessel that size filled with compressed propane. So these are my shelves. Now, ordinarily, I would never use 2x4s building out a van. They're too big, they're overkill, they add weight. But again, I had to do this using whatever materials I had at hand as much as possible. And I didn't have a budget for going out and buying all brand new materials and such. So on my next van, most likely you will never see a 2x4. 2x3s, 2x2s. You can build your cabinetries and sinks and stuff with 2x2. So, and there's my kitty litter. There's my poop bucket. There's a pee bottle. This is my tabletop. This is going to gross some people out, and I'll bet I'll get comments on this, but this is how I set up my cooking space. I just take that. This was a one of those fold-up tables, like a TV table kind of thing that I had in my apartment. I just took the legs off it, and I set it up on top of the poop bucket. And after I set up my little camp stove, and I do basic cooking. I heat soup, canned soup. I make hot instant oatmeal. That's about all the cooking that gets done in here. There's really no room for, any kind of a stove that you would, want to put an oven on, like a Coleman 2-burner stove. It's just not enough space. A lot of this stuff is going. That's the craft paper I use to cover the windows and to make, to scribe, these crazy shapes, to cut things out of this plastic sheeting. That's my vapor barrier. That's going to go up here when I finish the insulation. I still have a little bit of insulation to do along this edge here. Some little tiny spaces up in there. And all of this edge right down to here. And a couple little spots here and there that need to get filled in. And then that'll be it for the insulation. And then I'll cover it with the vapor barrier. But I really don't think I'm going to put any more paneling up. Because I'm only going to be in this van for 8 or 9 months, hopefully at the most. And then I'm going to be upgrading to a bigger high top, extended body. There's my little tap light. There's my combination smoke carbon monoxide detector. This is my little galley, which I just use it for storage. I can't really work in here. I made this countertop from a shelf that came from a wardrobe closet that I bought at Home Depot. One of those things you put together yourself, and this was one of the shelves, so I figured it would be sturdy. But I leaned on it, and it cracked, and now it's all sagging in the middle. I have to replace that countertop. I don't know. I don't feel any great impetus to do that right now because, again, I don't do any cooking in here. And we use paper plates, plastic utensils. We do recycle. I use my daughter's dumpster and recycle bins where she lives. And so there's that. And then my battery's down here. I have a single 12-volt deep cycle marine battery. I don't know that it would be adequate to run a microwave. I was hoping to have my microwave in here, but I really don't think that battery would support it. With the two of us, my son and I both living in here. This is my son's bunk. He's not here right now. I'm going to show you these my little innovation on window insulation. Kind of funny, actually. Space blankets that we were using. And my son has his little cubby space down in here. See if I can get some light on that. Keeps his Fritos, his mittens are down there. And I'm going to put some pockets on this wall here so he can put some more stuff in there. Under the bed storage. Let me get this stuff back out of the way here. I have my bucket chained in. Got to keep it chained. It's mean, it's aggressive. Got to chain it down. It'll just slide right across the floor. We don't want that spilling over. Under bed storage. I'm going to go outside and get the view from outside. And this is my bunk. Right here. I got under bed storage there. There's a floor insulation. Yeah. And I put hooks up. I put hooks up in here about a week ago, and I got a lot of stuff up off the floor. So it's getting more organized. It's getting more organized. I was going to put a freezer in there, one of those 12-volt, Edge Star was the brand I was looking at, but you know, it's wintertime. It's middle November. I take half-gallon jugs like this, I fill them with water, and I freeze them solid, so it's block ice. I keep 2 of those in the cooler, and in this weather, those will last 5 days. 5 days, and they still won't be melted. They'll be like half melted, but I just replace them anyway. I use my daughter's freezer to. It's great to have my daughter nearby. You know, a little support when you really need it. It's just that's what families are for. So these windows are right next to my head when I sleep. The first few nights we were here, it got cold. It got down into the 20s. And those windows were freezing cold right next to me. And I had to do something. And it was the same down here with my son. These windows right here are right next to him, right alongside his bunk. I used craft paper, just plain brown craft paper to cover these windows. So yeah, huge cold sink right there. All this cold air is just kind of flowing in. I had to do something. I just couldn't stand it. I know another night was coming on. It was getting late. It was getting dark, and I had to do something. So the best I could come up with, but it's actually pretty functional, is I went to Walmart. Good old Walmart. I went to Walmart. This light isn't. I'm getting this evil sunlight here. There we go. So I bought a couple of pillows. It's all fiberfill. It's all polyester fiberfill, which is an insulating material. It has the same insulating capacity as goose down. I bought a bunch of pillows for $3.97 a piece. I bought 4 pillows, and I just I glued them. I used spray glue, and I glued them to the craft paper. Now the pillow didn't fill the entire window space, so what I did was I slid open this edge of the pillow and just started pulling some of that polyester fiber to fill out the space. I have to cut a slot here, cut an opening here for the handle. That's my escape hatch. Unfortunately, these doors don't open with just the handle. You have to first pull the what's the matter with this thing? Oh, it was up there. You have to pull the knob up to open these doors, which is not too good. I think it's a bad design. So anyway, but this works. This works great. I'm telling you. I gotta tape that up there. That's starting to come loose. But yeah, it works, and it's a lot more comfy now. So that's the cook's tour. I got to do some cleaning. The floor is filthy. But otherwise, we're doing okay. It got down to 25 degrees last night. And my sleeping bag, our sleeping bags, both of them are rated to 20 degrees. I'm thinking I'll probably buy warmer sleeping bags real soon, because, you know, it could get colder than 25. This is New England. The heater works great. The propane heater works great. I wouldn't dare run it through the night while we're asleep. I think that's hazardous. I might, you know, knock my pillow off the bed and it could catch fire. So fire, and I don't worry about the carbon monoxide. I keep my cab windows rolled down, you know, about an inch or so. I have this louver on the outside, so you can't tell that my window is open, and that allows for ventilation. I keep both the windows open a crack, and inside I keep my ventilator fan running on low speed continuously, almost 24/7. If I'm going to be away from the van for any period of time, if I remember, I'll shut it off. But most of the times, I forget, and it runs all the time. And it doesn't draw the battery down that much. But it does keep a continuous flow of fresh air through the van. And you have to do that. No matter how cold it is, you still have to have ventilation, or you'll get some serious condensation inside your vehicle, and it'll start to drip on you. I stopped using the space blankets because they do keep you warm. They definitely add warmth to your bed when you place those over you. But I was getting condensation on them, and I couldn't figure out. And I could understand it right around where I have it pulled up around my neck and my mouth and stuff, where all my warm, moist air breathes out. But I was getting condensation around my waist and stuff. I'm thinking, what the heck? So obviously those blankets are made of foil, which is metal. And when warm, humid air meets cool metal, it's going to condense. And so I think for some reason, my moist breath is reaching down as far as my waist and my knees even. Because when I got up in the morning and I pulled that blanket off, it was wet. And it doesn't rain, it doesn't leak. The roof does not leak, so condensation bad. So I keep a fresh flow of air through the van at all times, and I keep it on low. It's a 4-speed. It's a max air fan, which is great. It's very silent, and at that low speed, and I can keep the vent open when it rains, and the rain won't get in. So it was worth the money to spend on a max air fan. And I run it on, and it's only a 4-speed. I bought the cheaper model. I don't need 14 speeds. I think it's just overkill. And I let it run on the lowest speed all the time. And I don't get condensation, except on that foolish blanket. That's why I'm not using it anymore. So, woohoo! That's a quick wrap. Yeah, I think we'll be okay over the winter. We can always, if it gets bitterly cold, we can always either take a motel room, well, my daughter will let us crash in her living room. We'll put up some air mattresses, so we're not gonna perish out here. But we're gonna give it a go. We're gonna give it a good shot. So thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time.